Hi and welcome. In this video, we are going to see what is transactional replication in SQL Server. If you have not watched part 1 and part 2, I will leave a link in the description. You can watch it from there. In this video, we are going to see what is a transactional replication and when to use this transactional replication and how do we configure it. So let us begin. This will start with first snapshot of the publication database objects and data. So once a snapshot is applied at the subscriber, the subsequent data changes and schema modifications that are done at the publisher are usually delivered to the subscriber as and when they occur. Like we have snapshot agent in snapshot replication, here also we have a snapshot agent. Along with snapshot agent, we have a log reader agent and a distribution agent. The log reader agent will read the transactions from the active log file of the publication database and then writes into the distribution database. And the distribution agent will read those modified changes from the publisher and applies to the subscription database. In order to replicate a table or data from publisher to subscriber, we need to have a primary key on each and every table. Otherwise, transaction replication is not possible. So here you can see the table. I have 3 tables. None of the table is having a primary key. And these tables are not qualified to replicate using transaction replication. I'll show you this when we configure the transaction replication. So when do we use this transaction replication? If we need incremental changes to be propagated to subscriber as they occur. And if application requires low latency between the time changes that are made at publisher and the changes arrive at the subscriber. And if application or the subscriber requires access to intermediate data states. For example, if a row changed 5 times, then transaction replication allows the application to respond to each and every change. And when the publisher is having very high volume of insert, update and delete activity, then also in that case we use transaction replication. And if your publisher or subscriber is not a SQL Server database, such as if you are using Oracle publisher or subscriber, then also in that case we need to go for transaction replication. I'll explain you using a simple diagram. So let us say I have 3 servers which are acting as publisher, distributor and subscriber. So I'll have a snapshot agent at the distributor and log reader agent will be there at the distributor only. So what log reader agent will do is it will collect the transactions or the modified changes from the publisher and then write into the distribution database. So if I talk about push subscription, I'll have the distribution agent at the distributor only. So the log reader agent will collect the changes or data from the publisher and then it will write into the distribution database. And then distribution agent will collect those changes that are written by the log reader agent in the distribution database and it delivers those changes to the subscriber. So this is in case of push subscription. If I talk about pull subscription, the distribution agent will be there at the subscriber. And data transfer will be the same thing. Log reader agent will collect publication modifications from publisher and write into distribution database. And distribution agent will take those changes and delivers it to the subscriber. So this is one type of setup where we have a separate publisher, distributor and subscriber. Suppose if you configure publisher and distributor into the same instance, your configuration will look like this in case of push subscription and in case of pull subscription. Okay. Let us see a demo. Here I have got total 3 instances. One will act as a publisher. This is our distributor and A103 will be our subscriber. As a first step, first we are going to configure distribution. So in distribution, go to replication, right click on this replication, configure distribution. So you will get a configuration distribution wizard. Just click next. So here we have selected A102 as a distributor. So if you want to use another server as your distributor, you can choose this option and add your distributor here. Okay, so for now I'm going to use A102 as distributor. Click next. So our snapshot will be created and saved in this path. If you want, you can change the path from here itself. Next. So here you need to give the distribution database name, and relevant files will be stored here. Go next and select the publisher. A102 will be my publisher. Add here. A101 will be my publisher. So A10 will be your publisher, and this is your distribution database. Go next and confirm the password. So this password you need to give at the publisher, and I'm giving my password. Going next. So next and finish. So your distribution configuration is going to complete within few seconds. So it is completed. Close it. So once you open your databases in A102 server, which is your distributor, so you will have system databases, and in system databases you will find your distribution database. Okay, and in security under logins you will have your distributor admin with sysadmin permission. This thing we have already discussed during snapshot replication. Okay, so our first step is completed. Now we are going to create a publication at the publisher. A101 is our publisher. So here I'm going to this publisher. So I'm going to replicate this database. So I'm going to replicate this database using transactional replication. So for that, go to replication, and you see here there is no publication and there are no local subscriptions. So we are first going to create a new publication. Right click on this local publication and new publication. You will get new publication wizard. Click next. So here select your distributor. So if you want to use the same server as your distributor, you can select the first option. Otherwise, if you want to use another server as your distributor, you can select the second option and add your distributor here. So our distributor is A102. So once you enter, or when you try to connect this server and click next, it will ask you to enter your password. If you remember, while configuring distribution we have given some password. So that password you need to enter in the next screen. Here I have entered my password. Going next, select the database that you want to replicate. I want to replicate TR1 database. Click next. Here choose transactional publication. Going next, here you need to have a primary key on your table in order to replicate using transactional replication. So if you see here, I am having two tables. One is product table and one is sales table. In product table, I don't have a primary key on any of the column. You need to at least have one primary key on any of the column of the table. So in sales table, I have a primary key on this column. So if you see, you can see here it is marked as green. This means the sales table is qualified to replicate using transactional replication. That is what it says. You can't even select these tables because this doesn't contain a primary key. Okay, So here you can also select which column you can replicate. You can select all the columns, or you can select a specific column. Okay, here I want to replicate all the columns. If you want to replicate your table, you can, if you want to replicate using foreign keys, indexes and so on, you can go to this set properties of all table articles, and you can either make it false or true. If you want your foreign key constraint to be replicated along with table, you can make it as true, otherwise you can make it as false. Similarly, the cluster indexes, triggers, extensions, copy tables, and you have many other options. You can just look over it and you can decide based upon your requirement. Okay, so I'm going next. So here you can filter the table rows also, so I'm not giving any filters. Going next, create a snapshot immediately. Yes, I want to create. First, what it does is it will take a snapshot and apply at the destination, and then it will copy the transactions and then start replication. So going next, here at the security settings, so you can give the Windows account name that has administrator privileges, which is recommended. So I have one, I'm giving it. I have given the password also, and okay. Click next. Create publication, yes. Give the publication name. I have given sales pub as a publication name, and finish. Publication has been created. You can see here your publication is this one, and you don't have any subscription to this publication, that is why it is not giving you anything. Okay, and you can see at the distributor certain jobs are created. So these are the jobs that are created at the distributor. You can see this is a snapshot agent job. You can see this is snapshot agent job, and this is your log reader agent job. Okay, and few other cleanup jobs also created at the distributor. Okay, so now we have our distributor, our publication, which is ready with the publication. So now this publication needs to be have a subscription. Okay, we'll create a subscription to this publication. So right click on this publication, new subscriptions. You will get a subscription wizard. Click next. So select your publication and its relevant publication, and next. So here in this publisher, under this publication, I have only this sales pub as a publication. Click next. So here you can choose pull subscription or push subscription. If you choose push subscription, the distribution agent job will run at the distributor. If you choose pull subscription, the distribution agent job will run at the subscriber. So here I am going with push subscription only. Click next. So select the subscriber. So I am going to add the subscriber. A103 is my subscriber, and connect to it, and select the subscription database in that instance. So you can create a new database if you want, otherwise you can select any database with existing database. So I want to select demo database. So my table sales will be replicated in subscriber in this demo database. Okay, click next. So here subscription properties, go to settings and give the account here, and click next. Okay, next. So here you can set the synchronization schedule. So I want to run it continuously. Click next, and if you want to initialize, tick this and then, and click next. Create subscription next, and finish. The subscription success. Now let's go and check. You can see here when you expand to the publication, you will have one subscription, that is subscribing to this publication. Okay, this A103 is the instance name and demo is the database name. So you can just go to your subscriber and you can check the same thing. Under replication, local subscription, you will have your subscription. Okay, and after that you will see there is one more job created for distribution agent at the distributor, because since we have chosen push subscription, distribution agent job will run at the distributor only. You can see this is log reader 1. You can see, so this is the job that is running at the distributor because of push subscription. If you choose pull subscription, the same job is going to be run at the subscriber. Okay, so here we have replicated a table, sales table, from the database tr1. First let us see what are the contents that are present inside the table. dbo.sales. So here we have total 4 records. Okay, now first let us go at the subscriber and check whether that table has been first replicated or not. First let me start the snapshot agent job. So this is the log reader agent job and this is the snapshot agent job. So let me run it manually. Start it. So it is executing and the job is succeeded. Close it. So snapshot has been taken. You can verify that going back to this publication, right click on this publication and view snapshot agent status. You can see a snapshot of one article was generated. So this snapshot folder is present at the distributor. So you can go back to distributor and you can check the folder. So let me go back to distributor. So this is my distributor machine. So this is the default folder where I have chosen. Okay. When I open this, I have a UNC path here. You can see snapshot of A101 instance, TR1 database and sales publication. Instance name, database name and publication name. Once you open this folder, you will have the subfolder with the date and time. Once you open it, you will have 4 files here. One is index, one is a snapshot one and schema and bulk copy data file. Okay. So here you can also launch the replication monitor and you can check the status of the agents here in replication monitor. You can see the status is okay. So this is your publication and you can see the agents here. The snapshot agent is completed and log reader agent status is running. You can even go into details here. You can double click here. You will get the properties. So what all actions it has performed. Okay, so the last 100 synchronizations. So copied 4 rows. If you remember, we have a data of 4 rows in a sales table and it has delivered this snapshot in this folder. Just now we have seen. Okay, and there are no replicated transactions available. So we have not yet inserted any transactions. That's the reason this message has given here. So next what we are going to do is we are going to insert few more records. Before that, let me show whether the table is replicated at the subscriber or not. Let me close, minimize. I'm going to a subscriber which is A103. So I have replicated the table into demo database. When I open tables, you can see the table DBO sales is present. Let me try to fetch the records. So I'll have all the 4 records here. So these are the 4 records that are present at the subscriber. It means our table has been replicated successfully. So let me try to insert few records at this publisher and see whether those records will be replicated to subscriber or not. Okay. So I'm inserting 2 records with a delay of 5 seconds. So those statements are going to execute till so this is a subscriber and let me try to execute. Right now you can see there is only 4 records. When I execute, it will start inserting records every 5 seconds delay. You can see the 2 records which are inserted has appeared at the subscriber. Okay, this is how the transactions are replicated from publisher to the subscriber. So like this. Okay, and you can always launch the replication monitor and you can check the status of your agents and your status. So the status is running and okay. If something has gone wrong, you can see the status here into mark or not running or whatever error you may face. So when you go to its properties, you can see publisher to distributor. There is no replicated transactions right now. So from distributor to subscriber, you can see one transaction has been delivered and there is no undistributed commands. It is 0. It means the tables in subscriber and publisher are in sync. Okay. So this is a supportability for publisher, distributor and subscriber. If your publisher is 2019, your distributor should be also 2019 and subscriber can be 16, 17 or 19. So likewise you'll have for 17, 16 and 14, 12 and so on. So you can just pause the video and go through this list. So here in case if you are doing any changes at the subscriber, you'll have some issues while replicating using transaction replication. So by default, subscriber to transactional publication should be treated as read-only because changes are not propagated back to the publisher. So if you delete some records at subscriber, so that changes will not be recorded at the publisher. So in our next video, we'll see how that issues will occur and how to resolve them. I hope you have understood the concept and configuration part. We'll meet in our next video. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe for more videos.